Sit tight, kids. You're here with Sarah Torres in the Existential Crisis Corner. Okay, get ready for my first of many random rants. Today we're going to talk about Zoolander, the quintessential comedy of the 2000s. Zoolander was released in 2001, late 2001. Even though it was released shortly after 9/11, all of this was made before the attacks. This was a world before all of the sort of cynicism of the later thousands and early tens happened, before the economic crash in America, even before Evanescence released Fallen in 2003. This was a different time. Absurdist humor was very prevalent in a lot of early thousands comedy. Type of light humor, not really thought-provoking, kind of random. Silliness was often used as the main laugh point. Just sort of acting goofy or stupid as being the punchline of a joke. And there's also a sort of level of childish, gross-out humor here too, as we'll see in like the name Balls Models, or the whole massage scene. And this sort of stuff is very typical for other early thousands comedies like American Pie. There's a lot of pop culture things in this movie that if you showed it to someone born like maybe mid-thousands, they would probably be very confused with some of these references. But if you knew that time, if you lived during that time, this just embodies the early thousands. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the music. The movie features the song Start the Commotion, which is certifiably early thousands. Moby, Crystal Method, staples of that early thousands music. And ending the movie with Power Man 5000's industrial version of Relax. Oh my god. Fashion. Fashion is definitely a top subject in this movie. Gone were the bright colors and the vamp shades of the 90s. Now everything is shiny. From Zoolander's suit to the sort of industrial look of the whole Derelict campaign. Hairstyles like Zoolander's gelled up spikes or Matilda Jeffries' very, very, very straight, toned down hair. Now let's talk about the cast. Of course, we got Ben Stiller, still more or less of a nobody, though we did have a big surge of popularity from There's Something About Mary in 1998. We've got Will Ferrell, still in his Saturday Night Live prime before leaving in 2002. Milla Jovovich, before Resident Evil or Ultraviolet coming out in subsequent years. One of my favorite parts of the film is the whole aspect of the technology of the time. Tiny phones are a big thing in this movie. That clear-colored iMac G3, which was very popular from about 1998 to 2003. Those were everywhere at the time. The funny thing is, I've got the DVD version of this, and there's this whole thing when you open up the menu where they describe what the DVD menu is in like a silly way.
I'm here to welcome you to the wonderful world of DVD. First, there's play. This button starts the movie. I know what you're thinking. It's a movie, not a play.
And I just remember that it was one of the first DVDs I owned, and thinking, oh yeah, this is that funny menu thing that they first came out with, because we were all still used to VHS tapes. So even just little things like that show its age. And I've got 2 words for you.
I got 2 words for you, sugar. Zip disk.
This was a floppy disk sort of technology that would store what seems now to be a small amount of data for backup purposes. And nobody uses zip disk anymore. And really just other pop culture things of this movie that just jump out at me. The advent of Starbucks, the orange mocha frappuccino, the surge of skateboarding, surfer culture, like Hansel's Loft. Like you feel like when he goes into that scene, I remember it feeling like playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on the PS1, seeing all those people skateboarding back and forth, just very early thousands. The catwalk of beautiful celebrities. I mean, goodness gracious. So this was my trip to the past with Derek Zoolander. I really feel like this is just the quintessential early thousands comedy. If you feel like you just want to go back to that time and re-experience it, sit down and watch this movie. If you liked this video, please let me know by clicking that like button or clicking subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. I am in the self-publishing process. I am hoping to get my novel Bubblegum out by late 2017, so please look out for that. And this is Sari Torres, and this was the Existential Crisis Corner. Stay weird.